What up, everybody? What up, Marcus? What up, my brother B Fats? The original B Fats, Mr. Wop. Wop, the Wop. Marcus. So, today is Sunday. Hope everybody's doing well. Tomorrow is blood work for me. Next week is chemo. Still fighting this battle and everything. And just like I said, go and get your prostate and go and get your colon checked, man. You don't want this. And I got sores in my lip. I got mad bumps and scars and burns and all kind of stuff dealing with this cancer. And for anybody who's fighting cancer, you know, I pray for you as well. So today I like to talk about the origins of hip hop. Because a lot of people don't really understand the origins of hip hop. A lot of people played a role in the culture of hip hop. And before we get into that, what up, Marcus?
Vansilk. What's going on, my brother?
Just sitting up here.
Surviving,
just
man.
Talk about the origins of hip hop. And meanwhile, I got Mr. Marcus Blassingame on the line.
Yes, sir.
Brother,
yes, sir. Chilling before a long, crazy week. I got a bunch of productions. We're doing a big, let's say, I've got a bunch of productions. We got a big thing going on with the Browner Brothers, the owner of the Browner Brothers hair show, doing a big fashion story on him. And we're gonna be talking about things that have been going on in the fashion industry and how the fashion industry has not been taking care of our people and how they did Dapper Dan. And now what they're doing is they're doing a Black initiative, for program with the CFDA, trying to hire more Black people, get more Black creatives, because Gucci, did some racist things, and a few other brands did some things, and now they're trying to give a get back. But I like this. I gotta say, God rest his soul, Virgil Abloh.
He passed, yes. Mr. Off-White.
Yeah, we lost him, and Louis Vuitton. We lost him to cancer, brother. So just God rest his soul, and peace and condolences to his family.
Well, while I got you on the line, and a lot of people may not know your role from the periodical, from the magazine standpoint, when it comes to hip hop, and your family, your father, John. And I mean, there were magazines out there like Black Beat. There was magazines out there called Right On. But the brand that your family, the brands your family put out, besides, okay, let me just say this, besides having today's Black woman, and then you eventually had Height here, and then you had the whole Blackmen's magazine with the girls. But previous to that, y'all had Word Up and Rapmasters magazines.
Yeah.
And that was big to hip hop.
So like basically the printing company, Noble Media, they were printing for all the other magazines at first. And my father, John, was doing all the distribution. So when a lot of the distributors, they didn't know the market. So, the Black magazines are new to them. And you know how distribution works.
Right.
If you put it in a newsstand, and it don't sell, then they take it off and they never bring it back. Then what happens from there is that the Black publications would go to the wrong market, and then they would lose their sales, and they would lose their position. So the amount being sent out goes from, because they were mismanaging the sales. So what Pops did, he came in and said, nah, put that in the market, in the industry for the Black product.
It's freezing. You got to get your location.
What did you hear? What did you hear so far?
We talk about Black magazine. It stopped at Black magazine.
Hear it now?
You mentioned your father's name. That's that Jersey internet, man.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Here you go.
Go
It
ahead.
looked
Try
good. It looked a
talking,
little
man.
better now because I see you. I see you moving
Right.
now. All right. So,
Okay.
oh shit, I'm standing like the Statue of Liberty. Peep it though. So basically, he helped save the black industry game by putting the magazines in the right place. So he put them in the right newsstands, Atlanta. You know, he was big in Newark and big in the train station distribution. He had all that on lock. So what he did was he started giving the magazines, servicing them in the right places. And then their distribution grew and they're successful. He even helped Essence out. He helped Vibe magazine out. And eventually the printers wanted to start their own magazines. And as we know what hip hop did, and you know, and our Hebrew and Italian brothers saw the money and they were ready to jump. So they called Pops and they said, you know, let's do this. And they put it together and then we started Word Up magazine.
Which is a
I came in Word
which is monumental in hip hop, because how many people
right.
rapped about being in Word Up magazine and the way y'all did the covers, the writers you
Right.
had, photographers, then you came with Rapmasters. I even have a Rapmasters cover from Rapmania that
Yeah.
came first,
Yeah.
dedicated to my Rapmania.
Yep.
I got a whole cover, like almost a whole issue. And
Yeah,
so
man. Yeah.
but you was more into the fashion. You're the fashion guru.
Well, what
So it
happened
was
was
fashion in the magazine.
they needed somebody to handle the advertising. The advertisers were at a stop because, again, they don't know the market, you know. And I was already working for a few of the record labels independently, and so they started going to the companies and the brands. I remember one brand, GSL, and they were like, "Yo, like we like your magazine, but you know, the fashion ain't really it." You know, and they were like, don't you guys work with this guy Marcus Blassingame? Look, if you hire him, if you put him and make him your editor, we'll advertise with you because the shit he doing is dope, you know. But we need to put that shit in your magazine because at that time I was doing shit for Source and Vibe and everybody, so you know, and I was working directly with the record labels. So with that being said, with them saying that, look, you know, we need to put him in there, I came around on the other side, you know, and they actually hired me for Blackmen. So all the styling that I did for Word Up was through Ernie Pinaccioli, Tony Kudajar, and what's my man name? Because he gonna fuck me up.
Was right. What's his right out of Brooklyn?
Right, Ronnie Wright. Ronnie gonna kick my ass.
Ronnie Wright
Yeah,
definitely kick your ass.
but black belt against black belt. He a black belt too, so don't mess with Ronnie.
Right.
But yeah, those guys, you know, I was working with those guys actually through Word Up because Word Up really they didn't hire stylists and photographers. These guys shot it and then submitted it to the magazine. So now everything is full circle because all the magazines are now submission based, taking it back to what it used to be. The money changed. The money changed a lot since then too.
Yeah, but you got to understand, man, how important y'all were to when you had Word Up magazine, just to get on that cover and just on the newsstand, and then you had to pull out and just the different collage of artists that was hot. LL lived on the cover of Word Up.
They love that. Yeah, that's the fans.
He was a teen idol, and then y'all had the I think y'all started doing the B2Ks and the special issues like that, just the B2Ks
Right.
and
Right.
and those groups, the boy groups, just pictures.
Because it was a fan. The whole thing about it was a fanzine. A fanzine is those fan magazines, you know, that the fans pull out the posters, and you know we've been around for a long time. I mean, we've had, you know, all your generation in the magazine. We had KRS, we had Run DMC, you know what I'm saying, and so later on, you know, all of the you know, those readers got older, you know, but we still had to maintain that fan base.
Right.
So that's where Source, you know, Double XL came in because, you know, we're more like teen fan, but they were more like the mature version of hip hop, like where rap started getting really serious. And so, you know, and plus it was a little more expensive to produce the shoots that they started producing, like with the Jonathan Mannion and like some of the bigger photographers. So, you know, they kept it, you know, they kept the format, they kept the formula, they stayed within their age range. So with Source and Double XL, they took over the hip hop market, but it was just that the hip hop market matured into those magazines.
Now, we talk about the hip hop magazine, but now we're going to jump into something that I admire you a whole lot. Blackmen Magazine.
My dude just got out. My dude just got out. He was like, yo, you got me through my bid, yo.
Hey, yo, but whose idea was it to put the celebrities on the cover of Blackmen's Magazine?
Well, the celebrities were already on the cover. It was transforming the models into celebrities is kind of where I came in. Because when they brought me in to TBW for the advertising, you know, Blackmen was just a part of the package at that time.
Right.
So I actually started out doing the fashion, and you know one of the publishers, Scott, he was like, oh, what's that? And you know, he's under the
rock.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say was under the rock.
Yeah, he was under the pretense that we were like all we wore was hoodies, and I'm like, nah, you know, when a cat get his money, he want to get up out the hood, get a nice car, and wear that drip. I'm gonna start putting that drip in because that's what we aspire. We don't stay wearing hoodies and so on and so forth. If we wear it, it's gonna be a babe hoodie or it's gonna be like a lit hoodie, but we want to see that drip. It ain't just about like dressing like you just got out the train station every single time. So I'm gonna show all sides. So I was showing, you know, my first shoot was at Lenny the Barber's barbershop, and I used the model, the dude from MC Lights, I Gotta Have a Roughneck, as a model, and Dard Marquez boy, Outpost boy, Dard Marquez as my models in that shoot, and it was crazy.
But now I want to say this. I got into the magazine game and the whole RAPAMANIA game because of you. It's following you.
I remember. You remember that crazy phone call? Them crazy.
I know, but they had King Magazine. They had Smooth.
They didn't have them. They didn't have them yet, though. When we came together.
No. At the middle night. Wait. The middle 2000s.
Vibe Magazine. Remember, we did Vibe Magazine together.
Right. But hold on a second. But just I want to say to you, I'm just saying in collective, when King, Smooth, and Blackmen was out, at the end of the day, you was the one with your photo shoots. Nobody could lay out a photo shoot like you. Fashion style, the imaging, the way the girls dress, the accessories. And that's what made me say, wow, it ain't just taking pictures.
Well, you know, before I started with the hip hop magazines, I was doing the fashion editorials first. You know, I mean, hip hop was in my soul because, I mean, I was born in Elizabeth, you know, grew up in Newark and Linden and so on and so forth. So, I mean, I knew it. That's the reason why they hired me to do next, you know, because KG and Tretch and them are from Newark.
Right.
And they couldn't find any stylists. They couldn't find any stylists out there that could dress them, that understood how they got to be R&B but hip hop at the same time. So that's why they hired me to do next. Clyde Davis was very happy with that.
Well, like I said, you made your mark. Now, I want to ask you a question. And right now we're talking with Marcus Blassingame, a pioneer in the urban modeling game, fashion, with the magazines, and he touched a lot of people in this world, gave a lot of girls covers. But we're gonna talk about this one thing here. Blackmen Magazine you had to earn your spot to be on the cover of Blackmen, but when you came in, you kind of scaled it down with the upcoming girls that was nobody that you made popular.
Mm-hmm.
Or she might have been in a video you made popular. Because to do a video was one thing. To be on a Blackmen Magazine cover was another thing.
Well, we did have a concept of build from within. So clearly I found Melissa Ford, you know, and Tretch can attest to that because he
Well,
was with.
you gotta say that again. You gotta say real loud
I'm
again.
gonna say be very clear, and we can get Tretch for Naughty by
No, we ain't
Nature
gotta
on the
call.
line.
I know, but just want you to say it loud again.
But you know what? Yeah, I want anybody, if they really want to question that, ask Tretch. We were at Chaos at Derek Corley's event. Derek Corley hired this girl from Canada to be a bartender and had her bartending at his place. And that was Melissa Ford. And she came up and she was handling our bottles. We got bottle service. And Melissa, you know, we started talking and I set up her shoot. We shot down in Belmar Beach. It started raining, so we started heading back to New York. And we actually shot that first cover at Rawway Park.
Now, who gave her the name Jessica Rabbit?
I
AKA
think
Jessica.
that, I mean, I put her in a black dress. Remember when we shot Mystical?
Right.
And I shot Melissa with Mystical? So I put her in a black dress, and they said, you know, people kept saying, I don't know who said it first. I don't know if Mystical said it first or who said it first, but people said, wow, you look like Jessica Rabbit. You making that dress look like Jessica Rabbit. Nobody looks like that in a tight dress. And she kept that dress. And I'm like, yo, where's that dress at, girl? And, you know, but the designer didn't trip, so we didn't really trip. But she kept that dress.
Okay. So now you had a young Melissa Ford.
Mm-hmm.
You worked with, was it Megan Good on the cover?
That was much later. Chris Volker, God rest his soul.
Yeah, but
Shot,
you still shot Megan Good. It doesn't matter.
yeah. You know, I'm just saying, God rest his
Issa Rae?
soul. That was for the couple of Blackmen. So what happened with Megan? I was working indirectly with 50
Right.
on branding his next model. So Jay Johnson, I don't know what happened with Jay and G Unit, but he disappeared after whatever. But he was the first one to contact me. 50 said, contact Blackmen Magazine. So Jay called me, and they were trying to model. They were marketing this model that was connected to Tony Yayo while he was locked up. And Jay sent me this link, and this girl had a whole, I don't know who did her website. Somebody helped her put together a website, put a whole bunch of pictures, and just had the most distracting array of ass I've ever seen, ever put together in one layout. This girl was a genius because she marketed herself, marketed her body. She was already on the internet before any of these. She was Instagram before Instagram. She was an Instagram model before Instagram was created. And she did it all herself. And that was Buffy the Body.
Yeah, but let me tell you the story about that.
I knew there was a backstory.
Sean Dardell, our friend in Atlanta, had shot Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
I was living in Baltimore. Buffy was dancing in Baltimore, going back to Baltimore in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So she came to my house, and I showed her the magazine, Blackman magazine, Don Diva. I showed her all the magazines. And what happened was she didn't know about none of this shit. She didn't know who K Slay was. She was listening to the Spinners. She didn't know who Tony Yayo was. Buffy didn't know shit. Okay? So I told her I wanted to work with her. She said to me, if you can get my pictures from Sean Dardell, that'll be a start. Of course, I three-way Sean. Mm-hmm. Sean like, yo, but I don't have a problem. Get your pictures anytime, Buffy. Boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. Next thing I know, I sent Artie a picture of Buffy. And he took a girl out the magazine, threw her in a fed with no name, just with the blue panties on. Mm. And the next thing I know, she's in Feds magazine. But you gotta remember, your man down in Texas built her site later. Some Summer Bunnies. Dwayne Dart.
Summer Bunnies made that site. That's right.
No, he made the site afterward because she did the Tony Yayo video. But the problem was, I started booking. Remember, I was booking Buffy. I had Buffy and I had Hoops. What happened was, I said, "Yo, you got to get with K Slay," because I think at the time your father had helped K Slay after that. Around that time, with Straight Stunting Magazine.
And that's, remember when K Slay and Busta and Rod Digger had a deal?
Right. So here's the thing.
So that's why I shot them for Blackmen magazine. Papoose, everybody.
Right.
I shot them for Blackmen. K Slay saw everything, and K Slay started coming out to the shows, coming out to the parties.
Yeah, I started.
And he saw all the models, and K Slay went crazy. And he said, I got to get me a magazine.
Yeah, because I told him we can't do the mixtape game no more. I'm going to do Titaniumgirlz. You know, he said, well, you like the girls, you can see their ribs. I said, yo, you like the girls, you can see bullet wounds. But the point was, Buffy had a crush on Bun B. But when she met K,
my boy Bun?
She liked it, Bun B.
Oh, get out.
I didn't know that. Slay, no, she just liked him. But when she met K Slay, she's like, oh, he remind me so much of Bun B. I'm like, listen.
God. Are you kidding me?
I said, listen. Now you got to remember, Jabari did Buffy's first DVD. But the funny thing about Buffy was, we did a show up at the strip club. You came to the strip club, the Golden Lady in the Bronx.
Yeah, I remember.
Next thing I know, Buffy and K Slay's together. I'm like, what the fuck am I dealing with now? Now, them two together.
Wait, now how did that happen first? Because
man,
so we flew her in. We put her in the hotel. We put her in the Marquis Marriott. Nice hotel. She said, so we were on our way to drop her off. And she said, nah, I'm going to stay at the Trump Tower. Who got you in the Trump Tower? Oh, my DJ friend.
Yeah.
I had no idea about no K Slay and nothing.
But let me explain something to you. Buffy,
like, for real.
I love Buffy, but you want to act like you did it all by yourself and you didn't.
Who, Buff?
Yeah, you always did.
Oh, that's the story. But they all say the same thing.
I know, but nah.
I didn't do this by myself. I had help. Like we all had help. The
point I was trying to say to her, I jumpstart you. Artie would tell you, you went. K Slade them hooked you. However you got hooked with it, they seen you. That was the only video she'd ever done with the Tony Yayo video. That the Buffy was smart. She's a businesswoman. She had her.
Yeah, she's clever. She's clever.
All her email was coming to her, and every morning I would see 20 or 30 emails that she would forward to me for bookings. But this was her problem. Remember, I had Hoops, I had Lyric, still had Clannay.
Wow, so now you're taking me back.
Right, hold on, we're gonna get to all that. I didn't get Brooke Bailey or Brittany Daly yet. It was a small crew, White Chocolate. But what happened was, Buffy, whatever came in for Buffy was for Buffy. Now Buffy say, "Oh Van, listen, I can't do these things. You can give it to Lyric," and then that's what I did, because there was a lot of time when Hoops got a lot of work. That she said, "Okay, well, you could give it to Sunday Carter," and Esther got work. Because you got to remember, that whole hosting party was new. We created a whole game of girls doing nothing hosting parties. They don't even know how that game started. Like you was going out to drink in VIP, get paid, meeting girls. Come on, it was easy.
Yeah, no, like honestly, it started back in Pink Elephant days. Everything on 21st Street, and this is before I was getting paid. But the promoters started saying, "Look, don't worry about it." I used to buy bottles too. They could promote you to be like, "Yeah, nah, keep your money. Your money's no good here. You just show up with those girls." And I'm just like, all right, what's the one in Texas? What's her name? There's a few.
To my Lyric's friend, the promoter. Yeah,
nah. Before Lyric. This is before Lyric.
Okay.
I forgot who, but everybody was on her, brown skin girl. Everybody was on her. She was beautiful. She wasn't even that thick, but it was her and a few other girls that they knew. I started showing up to the club with. And these girls, remember, cats wasn't on it like that. They wasn't traveling. Like New York was New York. Everybody's hometown was their hometown. They didn't really step out like that. So I used to bring these girls in from LA, Atlanta, Texas. And you know, you come into the regular club. First of all, the girls wasn't looking like this in the clubs. And now they from out of town. Like, who the hell is that? They dress different. They look different.
Yeah, but you know what you did, Marcus? Hold on. You had the 99, 98, 99, 2000 crew that always messing with Eye Candy Marlin out of Detroit. A lot of those girls.
Yeah, they came.
You remember?
Remember, he came out. He came out and shot with me too. I ran his
remember
stuff.
Dika, and all those early girls.
Yeah, there was some bullet wounds too in his camp.
Right. And hold on, but you also got to remember, Delicious and all of them came from out of that camp. But this was
Delicious came later.
But you remember, these were Yahoo groups. Remember, we was in Yahoo groups before we even came over to MySpace.
Oh yeah, way before MySpace.
So, but hold on. What I'm trying to say is, you got to think about all the girls that opened up the doors for the girls who was starting to make money to host parties. You got to remember now, when you had Melissa Ford, Vita Guerrera, and Esther. Come on. And then
Melissa wasn't even. You know what? Before Buffy started booking, the money was not from hosting. The money was strictly from music videos. They were all fighting over the music video spot.
I wanted the money from hosting because
you were one of the first, bro.
Dog, when I had hoops from Flavor
I
Love,
didn't hear nothing about that. Like, I got money from the club and it was about $500. It was $500, but they would say, look, you come in, you got these girls, right? And you know, these guys are, you know, buying, they coming in spending before it was just $250 a bottle.
Right.
It was $250 a bottle.
You didn't even buy a bottle back then in the club.
No, back then they started buying bottles. When I started going out, they were buying, because I was buying them. I was spending $250 because I had the girls in town. I want to show them a good time and blah blah blah. So I would go in to buy, and then they started giving me the bottles, and then they wanted me to come out on days I didn't want to come out. I was like, I'm done, I'm tired. Oh no, we'll pay you, and that's when they started paying me, because they was like, yo. Like, they needed this to happen every week now, because it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess, and my boy Donnie, God rest his soul, showed me that. We were at Lotus, and the promoters pissed him off at Lotus. And he rounded all of us up, about 20 people out of his section, and we all left and went over to Marquee. And left that spot looked empty as hell when we left. And I was like, that's what... There's some power in this shit. Okay.
But see, I seen it when Hoops, before Hoops. I said, Jabari, find that girl. That's gonna be the winner.
Darling Nikki.
Yep. And what happened was,
they had the most freakiest pictures of it. If you Google Darling Nikki, boy, I wouldn't even have believed that was Hoops.
Yeah,
like,
the funny part about that was,
you know, that shit, they had her looking like some sex slave, bro. She looked crazy. And then when you meet her, yo, she's straight G.
Yeah, but the funny part about it was, when she did win Flavor Love, she called me.
Mm.
No, she called me before she won the show. It was 3 weeks left. And I started calling promoters up, and I said, yo, do you watch the show Flavor of Love? They said, yeah. I said, if you wanted to book a girl, which girl would you book?
You freezing up a little bit over here.
Oh, wow. I said, what girl would you book from Flavor of Love? They like, I'll book that Hoops chick. I said, well, guess what? I got her. So, like, the first party I ever had Hoops do was in Vegas with Tiara. Tiara? Tall Tiara. You know Tiara? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what she got, 1,500 just to go downstairs for 1 hour? The whole time her and Tiara stayed up in the room sleeping. She said, that's all I got to do. I said, yeah, that's all you got to do. And it was funny how I got Lyric, because nobody wanted to spend money. Even when BET was doing the Wednesdays with the girls in the basement. I was flying Lyric up and Clinet from Detroit. But the funny part about it was getting the right girls. And with your help, the Blackmen Magazine made it real easy because I had celebrity models booking, but I was making sure I picked the right girl. It was you that got me, Esther. I wasn't chasing Esther. It was you. And
it wasn't even that. It was her management. Her management was hot and cold, like, you know, because we dealt with a lot of ego. Like, a lot of people thought that, like, you know, entertainment careers last forever. Right. And you know, they were like, you know, they were Ludacris, and they were like, we're God, we're with Ludacris.
But Esther said, why am I giving you 10% and giving them 10% and you doing the work? Right. And you were the one who forced Esther.
I didn't force her.
No, you.
But I was just like,
on me, like, yo, you might just go and sign Esther because she ain't gonna stay with them.
She was trying to get me to book her. Right. And I couldn't. First and foremost, I could not get in the middle of that. So I was like, look, you know, I mean, first of all, there's a hairstylist by the name of Q Hardy, right, that he was pissed because he didn't do Gloria's hair right for an issue. So I guess he expected us to retouch it. And you know, we weren't doing retouching back in the day. The photographers retouched their own shit. But instead of checking and finding out the facts, what am I? I'm a fashion stylist. I don't do retouching. But instead, he just went behind my back and started bad-mouthing me. Everybody who wanted to get back at me for anything will go to Smooth and talk shit and cause trouble.
Right.
So he went to Smooth. You know all these girls like him because he's a fun gay guy that girls like, whatever. And so, you know, he got Esther on his side. He badmouthed me. He said, "Oh, that fucking Blackmen Magazine, don't work with them." I'm like, wow. I didn't even know this, but I figured it out for myself. And, you know, so when Esther finally came over, you know, Avery her former manager had to argue with her to do our, see, I don't want to do that fucking magazine. Like, you're doing it. And so he argued with her to do it. And I was just like, yeah, she's hot. Like, I don't even know why she got a problem with me. I had no idea. And I was just like, well, you know, this is business. And some chicks they'll be how they want to be, because sometimes chicks are crazy when they think they all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I dealt with a lot of chicks with crazy attitudes. All I need to get is get this shoot, get this cover, because at the end of the month, I get paid. And I get paid, you know, I'm getting over 100,000 a year. So what the fuck do I care if a chick like me or not? Do that cover and go.
And listen, even though I didn't get to manage Melissa or Vita, I worked hard to try to get Jessica. Remember Jessica?
Mm-hmm.
Out of Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Jessica. And then crazy ass Summer Walker. Not the artist people, Summer Walker, who many times could have shot for Blackmen Magazine. I think she was dating DJ Drama.
Yeah.
And she messed up the whole cover shoot with you.
Yeah.
When the Vibe magazine was what was it? Buffy, Lyric, Esther, and Summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You was out there for that. The Sean Cummings, yo, Van, can you get the girl? I said, yo, because you and Sean Cummings, you said, Van, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King couldn't get the both of us in the room together.
So Sean, all right, so the problem with Sean, the oil and water, I started with today's Black woman. Right. That means I started in the fashion business. That means I started with a little bit of different type of integrity. Smooth used to put out porn. Sandy was a porn publisher.
Right.
And that's what, Noble was a distributor for many porn magazines before they set off on their own. But all of that is distribution. They didn't produce it. They just we print. That's all they do. They print it.
Right.
So they copied Blackmen because they saw the success. You know, they're right under our umbrella. They're basically one of our clients. And they started out printing smooth, and then it became kind of a conflict. But nobody knows where the fuck Sean came from. He ain't working no big magazine. He didn't work in fashion. He didn't work for editorial. We don't know where the fuck he came from. All of a sudden, he had all this freaky shit going on. And all this, he trying to fuck the girls for magazines. And I'm like, where the fuck this guy come from? So he was never in the industry. But if he's with Sandy, then he came with Sandy from the porn industry
From
side.
the porn side of the business.
That's like, okay, that's why now we have to now we're understanding why he was the way he was. I don't know what he did with the porn mag. He was probably one of the writers, or he's probably helping her set up the shoots for her other magazine. And she probably liked him and brought him over to this one. But he brought all kinds of craziness with him with that shit, because at the end of the day, for one, when I entered the game, I was not only married, okay, but I was also I'm not from a porn magazine. I'm from the business where, you got to be careful with your name. Like, my ex was with Arista Records. I worked for Clive Davis. Like, who's trying to mess that up to fuck with these hoes? No way in hell. No. Like, at the end of the day, well, yeah, I had my fun, but nah, I wasn't trying to get into all that shit. Like, that was crazy.
Listen, at the end of the day.
But he got away with it, though. In this business, I would think that you do some crazy shit, and then they would ban you. Girls would always complain to me, oh, he tried this, he tried that, but
I thought about it. I said, damn, it was a lot of opportunities that I turned down. I thought about that shit like, God damn, you was a stupid motherfucker.
Which one?
I ain't gonna call no names. It was just out there. In my time.
Sometimes it's for the better.
Listen,
because we made our money. We made our money.
Titaniumgirlz was doing this thing, and we was all over. We manipulated damn near the game. Where Melissa couldn't get work because if somebody called and said they had Melissa Ford on the show, I blocked her, and put y'all in. You can get this crew. And that's what I did.
Right.
It's just like
Melissa messed herself up because of Blackmen, and because we were all over Hollywood. Remember, like our magazine, because we were shooting with Mark Thompson and Chris Volker. Okay, those are two of the biggest acting photographers. So all the actors and actresses shot with them. Okay, we have a lot of big major superstar covers with real celebrities. Right. And they still shot for Hype Hair, and they still shot for Today's Black Woman. So we still had that leverage in Hollywood. So what happened with Melissa is that she got on the cover, and she was one of the first because we weren't shooting 80 models before. So last model we shot was Tyra Banks, which is a whole different thing. So Melissa got to follow Tyra Banks. And if you can attach yourself to Tyra Banks, people are looking at you like, wow. So she got that. She got attached to Tyra Banks, and Tyra Banks looked at her, or the Hollywood industry said, wow, it's just, this could be the new Tyra Banks. So they brought her out, and Melissa was on a high horse because it was all these rich dudes and these dudes in the club that pop bottles were making her every offer in the world. Like,
when she was in all the videos, she was in the biggest video.
They were trying to buy it.
Her name was
but they were trying to buy it. But you know what though, the problem is? But the problem is that these girls, when they get this attention, they get niggas coming left and right, the Arabs, everybody coming left and right trying to spend money to impress them. So she's under the impression now that everybody got to come to me with money. Everybody got to send me a car service. Everybody got to send me a helicopter. And so when she got the opportunity to go to a casting, chick was asking for helicopters to get to the casting. These directors are working with superstars. They don't know you. They don't care about you. And you're going to ask them for a car service to a casting call? You're going to ask Kim Coles for a car service? Like, they thought she was crazy. And they said, when she gets here, she better act. What do you think when she got to that audition and opened her mouth? What you think happened?
Zip.
She was like, they kicked her out so fast. But I mean, the magazine got her to the point where she was getting auditions without, if you know what it takes to become an actor or actress, to become seasoned, all the classes you have to take, all that Hollywood networking you got to do, for her to jump past all these major actors and get that role and get that position. Remember, she was on Platinum with Sticky. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. And she had a show on BT.
Yeah, but I'm talking about acting. She was an actress on that TV show.
Right.
She played, or she had a reoccurring role. The show didn't last that long, but she had a reoccurring role. Where do you think that came from? It wasn't like she did it. She wasn't with Spike Lee before us. She wasn't with no major film director before us. That was Blackmen. And Blackmen took her to that next level, to the point where they were like, look, because we were on all the newsstands. We were all the downtown LA newsstands, the Hudson newsstands. Like, look.
Hey, hold on, everybody.
And she messed it up. She should have took her ass to Susan Batson and learned how to act.
Listen, everybody, we're talking to Marcus Blassingame, and we're talking about our time from like 99 to 2010. The good years in the urban modeling game, when the girls really looked good. It wasn't about having injections in your ass. Even though Buffy had a natural ass, every girl went crazy after with Buffy.
That's what happened. Yo.
Hold on.
I don't want to get started.
And then the younger girls, like the Brittany Dailies that came in the game, the Brooke Baileys, the time me and you, when we did the Wipe Me Down video with Lil Boosie, the time you did the Independent video with Lil Boosie. We doing the Wipe Me Down video. You saying to me, yo, Van.
Yeah, that's why I messed up. I wanted Brittany, but I always had a girlfriend. You sent her at the wrong time.
Hey, listen.
And what did you tell her? What time of the night did you send her to my damn hotel? She didn't get to till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Where she came from? Colorado, Denver, or something?
No. She came from the Bay Area to LA. And she knocking on, you talking about, I got this girl coming to see you. And I already got a girl in the room with me.
I sent her to come meet you because you ain't never seen her. I mean, like, shit, I was home. Because
I should have told you no.
she was brand new. She was only 18. Jabari family.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, I ain't gonna.
And I told her mother nothing was never going to happen to her. And Brooke Bailey came along at the same time.
But you imagine if you would have sent her to Sean Cummings that time of night.
Oh Lord, that would have been a wrap. But it was funny. We down in Louisiana doing the Wipe Me Down video, and Sunday's the lead. And you say, "Oh man, is Sunday pregnant?" I'm like, "Nah, she better not be."
You know, but that's the funny thing with Brittany is that there was a girl in the room with me that night. So she's sitting here with me and this girl, you know, talking about modeling at 3 o'clock in the morning. That shit was funny. I was like, this shit is so awkward. But nah, she was good. Like, she's a dope chick. Like, you know, she was somebody that I respected. I respect how she moved in the business. You know, we got her with Fred Johnson and everybody, and they loved her, and they started booking her. But, you know, that's another one. You know, the girls get with Fred and they lose their mind. You know, they get a little ego too. You know, but it is what it is. You know, that's just part of the game that we in. You know what I'm saying? Like, these chicks do. There was no real organized business structure for it. You know, it was just bookings and castings, and people didn't even want to do anything organized with them because they didn't take them serious.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
My daughter asked me if I want a steak. Go ahead. I was talking
to somebody named Marion Originals joined. I just posted me and Nick Sackledini's Marion shoot. Now, peep game. Guess who shot with Marion for that shoot?
Who?
Yo girl.
Which one?
Carter.
Who? Sunday?
Sunday Carter.
I remember when you did that shoot with Sunday and Omarion.
That was such a funny shoot. So basically, we were trying to, turn Omarion. No, he was young. He was a kid, and he was still into that hip hop, that teen pop scene. But we're like, nah, we're gonna turn you into a sex symbol. We're gonna get you with this fine woman, who's known for being sexy, and that was Sunday. And so they were posing. Sunday was doing her thing, putting her hand on his chest and shoulder, so and so, being real dope. Marion was stiff. Like, nah, loosen up, get up on her. You know what I'm saying? Why you so far away from the girl, yo? So we told him to put his, she turned her back to him. She's gonna lean against him. And, he's just standing there. It's like, yo, put your arms, like, embrace her. Put your arms around her. This motherfucker did a popping move and put his arm around her. I was like, what the hell? That shit was funny.
Sunday did a lot of video because, like, besides her doing State Property and then doing a video with Bobby Valentino and all the young guys, she was like the door opener for them young guys back then. Yeah. Sunday. Let me ask you something. The girls you see today on Instagram, we call them Instagram models.
Mm-hmm.
How would you compare them to the girls before Instagram? I'm talking about naturally, from being natural to what's going on today.
I mean, well, there was a degree of processed bodies going on, especially in Brazil.
Right.
This is Instagram is not the Instagram model. It's not new. There are some girls that were doing it that were doing that way before the Instagram models. We just.
I mean, you had the MySpace models. You had the.
But you're talking about the operations.
Well, yeah, the operations then got worse. But I'm just saying, just the girls in general, because they never really modeled for anything or never did no magazine, never did no real. They do videos, but they're not even the featured model. I mean, they just put themselves in the category of like, I'm a model. And I was just looking at the girls who really, from the urban standpoint of what we was doing, who really bust their ass to keep. How many of the girls we would say during our era were even strippers that was really doing this? Like, that was even, they were.
I remember a time that you really couldn't, or you couldn't strip in public, or you couldn't tell people that you were stripping.
Like, now some were strippers now. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, like I said, they were stripping.
But it was something that they bragged about.
But it's white chocolate, and that crew made it popular. Like the Magic City crew made it popular. They became celebrities in Atlanta. Strippers were celebrities in Atlanta.
Exactly. So, nothing against that.
So eventually, two things happened because we were booking these girls. And then they would book me to come out, and I would bring like 40 girls with me. One year, I called all the girls. I said, look, I'm hosting tonight, free bottles, so on and so forth. Oh, I'm working at that club tonight. I'm doing bottle service. I'm a bottle girl. The clubs started hiring our girls to do bottle service. And it did make total sense. It's like, well, instead of me paying you to be here, once, and then I don't see you again for another 3 or 5 months, I'm gonna book another girl. Why don't you just stay here and make this money every week, every day, every night?
Right.
And so they took the girls from the hosting and made them bottle service girls and paid them. And then the era of the star tender came about. So all the girls that used to host.
I lost your volume.
That was my alarm. But so so they stopped booking the girls, and they made them hosts, and then they would contact the girls and say, look, you can make $3,000 right now at a party, or you can make 10,000 stripping. And they convinced them. Some of the ones that were down with stripping, they went on ahead and stripped. And it became okay. And I think they started putting strippers in music videos. We featured some strippers. Matter of fact, we featured. Remember we featured Roxy Reynolds? Remember we was in LA
Yeah.
for that. So I mean, once
Roxy was straight porn.
I was in love with her though.
That's my girl though.
You couldn't stop me from Roxy. Featuring Roxy. But yeah, I mean, we made a lot of this okay. And I think even with the implants and stuff like that, when you get cats to start telling these girls, not us, but you get cats to start telling these girls, nah, you won't be able to model, you're not thick enough.
Exactly.
That's when these girls, and then another girl say, look, if I get my ass done, I'm gonna make twice the money as a stripper. Because a stripper, that's a business move, and that's a culture. So the girls who are deep in this stripping culture, they had their own business lineup. Like, I'm gonna get my tits, I'm gonna get my ass done, and I'm going to go from there and make money. And it's an audience. It's the culture. Because you had a lot of cats. A lot of people that hustled and sold drugs back then. So if your personality is a drug dealer, who does your personality match the most? You're not going to match a major actress. Even though some of them did date some, drug dealers back in the day, because some of them would sneak into Hollywood. Personalities don't really match. But whose culture and personality matches the drug dealer? Strippers.
And you know what's so funny? And everybody knew Buffy the Body. That was the crazy part. Like, Buffy was a 45-inch booty, and like, next thing I know, every girl's trying to compete. Well, I'm 47 inches. And like, listen, yeah, but you're 5'5", 200 pounds.
Remember Dipset?
Yeah.
So you remember Joel Santana's manager, Big Joe?
I think so, yeah.
So Big Joe called. Remember we booked Buffy for that Joel Santana music video?
I didn't book her. Y'all booked her for that set. That was
the
second we did.
Yeah, he said, yeah, we'll give you, he booked her. And I had to drive her. I forgot where we were at, Sacramento. I think we had to drive from LA to Sacramento. And so we get there, middle of the night. We walk in. Big Joe tells everybody, give me my money. And we're like, why? What are you talking about? Pay up. And he made a bet that he had the girl who had the biggest butt in the music industry. And he bet everybody on set in LA that she had the biggest butt. And we walked in, dude started paying the money. That shit was hilarious.
Oh, you walked in with Buffy?
Yeah, because we booked her. He booked her for the video. I mean, those times were funny, bro. Those are hilarious times.
Time me and Buffy was in North Carolina. We went to Canada. Like, it was snowing. I mean, Toronto was dead ass snow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she was stuck in New York. I'm in Baltimore. However it is, she made it. She still made it. Like,
she's about her business.
And then we left Toronto the next morning. We landed in Philly to fly to New York to do the case later the next day. But the point was, she was about that money, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And she was definitely didn't drink, didn't smoke,
mm-hmm.
and put out those DVDs.
Nothing.
Calendar. Like, I had the calendar in my store in Baltimore, in the flea market, sitting there collecting dust. I mean, the calendar just sitting there collecting dust. So I said, "Oh, Buffy, why don't you come on by, between 2 and 4 o'clock on a Saturday." And she walked in the store, the flea market, dog, them calendars. She sold 3 boxes and the dusty ones I had on the shelf. And I'm like, God dang. And then a couple of weeks later, I bought
the dusty ones.
the ones that got dust on them. She sold them all. And
I
then
know.
I bought hoops in to their. She didn't have no calendar, but just the point that. But
Hoops from the Flavor of Love show. Oh my God.
And she's still working, doing movies.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just
Yeah,
down.
she was on Oxygen TV recently, right?
Yeah, but she had a show with her sisters, but she canceled that. But she's
Mm-hmm.
doing a couple of movies. She was just down to Miami last week.
Mm-hmm.
But she's doing. There's a movie featured around her, independent movie. But she's working. You know, she was never one of those girls that needed a Gucci bag or Louis Vuitton. That wasn't her. She got some Jordans.
Oh yeah, Hoops was a basketball player. That's why.
Yeah, so she got some Jordans and
Like,
some
that's why they
jeans.
named her Hoops.
And a white beater, she good. All that Gucci bag and all that, she wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't her. What was it like working with Lisa Ray?
Lisa Ray is a businesswoman. Again, she was the most genuine, sister that, that's in the business. She was very real. And, first time we were shooting with Rob Sims. And, I had her in Dolce & Gabbana. I had her in some of the hottest drip. And she was just like, wow, like, you really killing this shoot. You married? Damn, I wish you wasn't married. And I was like, oh, why you tell me that? So, we just had a nice, long-standing, magazine actress relationship. She was always 100. Whatever I needed her, she was always there.
Now, before we get out of here, we talk about Blackmen's Magazine, and I came to the shoot that was on Madison Avenue. I came down there to the shoot. This was like the next day.
Which shoot was that?
We got Howard Hung in Queens, and I come out to the shoot, and my man Ice-T is there, and you got Coco. I'm like, this is Blackmen's Magazine. How the hell Coco gonna be on the cover of Blackmen's Magazine?
The interests of black men.
She's the first Caucasian woman on Blackmen's Magazine now, right? For what we doing the model and shit. There was no other girl of her color. No
on the cover, yeah. On the inside, I think we had somebody on the inside.
No. Remember, you had a whole XXX issue. Coco had a whole XXX issue by herself, and when Howard Hung Studio did the next thing, he shot on Madison Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So like. When Coco was hot. I mean, like, if she wasn't married to Ice-T, would she have been on the cover?
Who?
Coco.
When you asked if she wasn't married to Ice-T before you said anything else, I was like, wait, what? I said, I'm gonna have to go write the answer to this down, because that's Ice-T. Now, anyway, I think at the end of the day, no matter what she was popular for, I think because of her popularity, she would make the cover. At this particular time, it was Ice-T that kind of made her popular. It could have been anything, but the thing about it is that he made her and he brought her within the culture. He gave her a presence within the culture, because remember, at first it was Darlene who was his that was his thing. Like, he would make a girl his muse and put her in all the covers, and then he would blow her up. So that was Darlene for a long time, because I shot with Darlene for Rap Pages, and Ice-T was there with his son, and son was like a black belt in karate at that time. And then I guess when he circled back around, he wanted to do the same thing with Coco. And so he introduced her and said, like, this is my wife, and, let's do some stuff with her. So, yeah, he was very key and helpful of having her, despite her race, to be a part of the culture. I mean, she was a part of the culture at that point.
Because by y'all doing that, there wasn't no big noise, or she ain't black. How the hell she? Cause I didn't hear that. So evidently,
Ice-T did clean that up. You know, for me, I wouldn't have. If there was a reason to put her on the cover outside of Ice-T, if it was just as good of a reason, then yeah, she would have probably made it. You know, because the culture embraced her. You know,
exactly.
she was sold. You know, she was embraced by all brothers, and all brothers, you know, they loved her, and they loved her even when though she was with Ice-T. You know, you gotta think about it. Even though hip hop was large in the black community, remember Scene was a white graffiti artist.
Yeah.
And we had quite a few white break dancers back then, and people that was in the, you know, they just didn't really have rappers, but especially in the graffiti side of it, they were there, you know, they were part of the culture. So
Oh,
I
of
don't think
course.
the culture, yeah, I don't think the culture is really about race. I think it's about respect for the culture and respect for the originators of the culture.
No, the only reason why I asked that black man question about Coco, because the magazine is Black Men, I could see, yes, being on the cover of King or the cover of Smooth, but when you said black men, you know, you took it to you took it to another level. Like, I'm gonna do this. I don't care what anybody say, because
But
she
we
did.
called it Black Men. We didn't care what anybody's gonna say because calling it Black Men was a risk.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm in the fashion business and I'm bringing them a magazine called Black Men to these old British French, you know, and I didn't care. I was like, it's black men, what? Period. Like hype hair. I got Roberto Cavalli in hype hair. I got Chanel in hype hair. Look at Charlie Baltimore, you know, at Shanti Shoot. I got all these lily white brands into these black magazines because at the end of the day, I'm not afraid. Like, this is our culture. I'm proud of the culture. A lot of people were afraid because they're not proud of the culture, you know, or they're proud of the culture, but they're afraid, you know, because they think they're going to get shut down, turned down. These people are trained to be the way they are. They're trained to judge. Like, the fashion industry is a judgmental industry anyway. You don't got to be black to be judged in the fashion industry. They're going to judge you anyway. They judge each other. They've judged Chanel collection before. Like, at the end of the day, you have to be secure within yourself. You have to be secure in who you come from, what your culture is, and be proud. You don't see anybody from China or India afraid of being Chinese or Indian. They're coming over here and making their money. They don't care what you got to say about how they dress, how they
Right.
talk. You can make jokes. They got the Simpsons make joke about India all the time, but they're making their money. And so
Hey,
at the end of the day,
we got our brother Russ Corley on from Houston, Texas, on the
Russ
line.
Corley, wow, my G.
Russ Corley, who did a lot of parties down in Houston and hired
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of the girls
He booked me
back in the
too.
days.
Russ used to book me too. And you don't
I
play.
know Russ is an OG. No, he declined.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't got your hair combed, Russell? You ain't got your teeth in your mouth? But nah, he got his sons playing basketball and everything. But Russ used to have they used to have a good thing down in Houston on, what was it, Wednesdays? That they just had an automatic crowd. What was the name of it? Was it Wednesday night down in Houston? That they had a party, they had a club. It just was just packed every Wednesday. Was it Wednesday?
Houston was it.
Russ, what was the name of your night that you and Lisa and them had down in Houston that everybody came to?
Russ,
They didn't know. They didn't hire the milkshake. Thursday, the milkshake. They didn't need to hire
you know what's
no.
funny as hell? Russ said y'all older than me, right?
Yeah.
So I posted a video and like I'm exercising and I'm jumping, I'm on the floor getting up, and throughout that whole video there's some dude that was on the floor behind me. And I done did like 50 jump ups and whatever. The whole video, the dude was spending that whole time trying to roll up and get himself off the floor. And people were like, yo, the dude is struggling, but yet that old man behind you was struggling. I was like, yo, he's only 1 year older than me. Whoa.
Hey, Russell said they started bringing the models, vixen. Yeah, you brought them down to Texas, and I had to fight with Chalk for Lyric every time.
But Russ loves Lyric.
But Lyric lived here. She lives here. Stephanie, we all know Stephanie. I'm like, God damn.
I don't know. We had Russ brought me in and we brought Lyric out. We had great times.
Yeah, but
it was always good.
Hey, they wasn't booking nobody on Milkshake night. They don't need nobody on Milkshake. That was all they money.
That was
guaranteed money every Thursday night down in Houston. But when Russell and them did do parties, it was great. I remember they did an all-star weekend when they had Esther, Hoops, and Lyric standing on top of the building.
That's Buffy, Russ, Buffy the Body.
And Buffy, whatever it was, but yo, Russ, matter of fact, hold on a second. Russell was messing with Buffy before me.
I'm trying to think, did I know that?
No. But
because Russ had his harem. He had a harem too. Like Buffy, the girls like Russ.
Before she got on, she was going to Texas, and that's Russ was messing with her because when I got in the picture, it was like I think Russell had a contract on her.
Oh.
Russ had a contract, a management contract. Yeah. Thank you, Russell. Russell was her first manager because of Dwayne Dodd.
Yeah, okay, dealing with Dwayne. Yeah.
The website she had was the website I think Russ built.
Russ did the website?
That was her. Russell built that website. Russell, did you build that website for Buffy? Because Marcus was talking about the website. The very first one.
The very first one, when he had 1 million pictures.
He built that website. Russell was her first manager, yo.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a funny website because I don't think they airbrushed the pictures.
He met her with Gloria Velez.
Oh, so was that after you?
No, that's before. Russell knew Buffy before me.
So wait a minute. How did Buffy know Gloria before you?
Gloria used to go back and forth to Texas.
Buffy
used to dance from Baltimore to Texas. She'd be in that Cadillac truck going back and forth.
That's a hustler.
I know you helped her with getting started, but Buffy got all the money. But the point I'm trying to say is he had a contract with her. And when I met Buffy, it could have been through Gloria or whatever. I got her in Feds Magazine. I tell you, Artie threw the picture in, and that's when we connected. Where did I see Buffy at? I think I seen her on Dwayne Dodd website or Russ had a website. Because I think Russ owned the name to the website, if I'm not sure. The original site, because she went and had Dwayne Dodd build party in the strip club. Because he know the whole Buffy story.
Okay. Got you. So, recap. So I met Buffy through G Unit. That's how I got introduced to Buffy.
That's before me and you started talking.
Yeah.
But she was already with me. After Russell, she came to me.
Oh, let's not start with the clap. All right, so.
We know how Gloria is.
yeah, Gloria's a beast too. I love Gloria. But let me tell you about the clap. So
hold on a second.
Can I go to my story real quick, or you got something?
Yeah, Ruffy's coming in. Hold on a second.
Yo, man, what's up?
What's good?
This is monumental.
Yo,
3
right?
LGs.
Yo.
How the boys doing, Russell?
Man, they doing good, man. I got them in basketball, man.
I see you be going to the door.
Dope. How old are your boys?
They're 11 and 12.
Oh yeah, I definitely got you.
Oh shucks now. Hey yo.
My little ones are big ones. They 20 and 23.
I gotta give a shout out to our other brother Marcus at Philly Cigar Week. That's John Armstrong. You know John Armstrong too, right?
Wow.
I remember the name.
John Armstrong. Wow.
Yeah, he came from Philly. He did the party down with when I had the thing down in Texas. I think it was Dallas All-Star Weekend with John Singleton and Vivica Fox.
Man, John Singleton, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a cool cat, man.
Yeah, John was super cool. Oh, you
But
know who you never?
Buffy started with him. Buffy started with him.
You know who? Okay, who I was rocking around with. I put it in the magazine, but y'all never really got to book her. Remember from John Singleton's movie, Baby Boy, the girl on the phone, Tawny
What's her
Doll.
name?
Tawny Doll.
I don't remember that one.
He said, "You know, you want this PUSSY." You don't remember that role? You don't remember that part of the movie?
I don't remember the girl.
Yeah, she worked at his girlfriend. She worked at Taraji's job, and she was trying to talk to him behind Taraji's back to Tyrese.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she was bad.
Yo, but Houston had a lot of girls, because Dwayne had a lot of girls on Summer Bunny. Houston had a lot of
He
girls.
still got them. He still got them out there, man.
Oh, he's still doing it?
Yeah, you know what he did, man? He got a job at Southwest Airlines.
Oh, Lord.
Now he can fly to all these exotic places and take pictures of the girls. He think he's slick.
Oh, he followed Lyric, huh? Southwest too.
Southwest, Lisa over there too.
Yeah, Lisa fly too.
Southwest?
Yeah, Southwest, man. Yeah.
Lyric got a good 12 years in there now.
Yeah, they moved up, man. They got seniority, all that. So it's good. But I want to tell y'all how it really happened. I probably booked Gloria through you, Van, huh?
You sure?
I don't know who. I thought I booked Gloria through you, and then we did a party and we went to Onyx. And
because I told her, Gloria told me about the Buffy chick.
Yeah, so this is what happened. Gloria didn't know Buffy. We went into the strip club. I hope there's no kids on here. But basically, we went to the strip club, and Buffy did that clapping thing. You know, that was still kind of new at the time. You know, all the twerking and all that. This was, you know, it went down. So Gloria wanted Buffy to dance for her. So when Buffy saw that I was with Gloria, Buffy was like, "Dang, he must be the man, you know, if he got Gloria." So that's how I was able to sign her.
Got it.
But it wasn't no real.
But didn't you build the website, that first website?
No, I just helped her get it, you know, get the domain and all that.
So who built it? Because I know whenever you and her fell apart, she's like, I got to go and do a whole new website.
Well, no, she asked me I own the domain name.
That's what it was.
But she asked for a release, and I just gave it to her. I didn't try to hold it or nothing, you know. I didn't try to hold it from her, you know. That ain't no real money, man. Managing one girl, that ain't no real money.
That was some dry ass money, bro.
No.
Yeah.
No real money, but Buffy was a money maker.
She was for her. Well, but look, she started off doing parties for $1,000. You know what I mean? Like that ain't no money for a manager. So the best thing that came out of that was meeting like Marcus and traveling to BET. What was that? Rap City. When they, you know, I mean, I went to New York, Canada. I went a lot of places with her. So it really wasn't, you know, the 20%.
But I had Buffy at a point getting 3,500. She was
later. But I mean, I was the one starting her.
I know, but I had her who was getting an average of 40,000 a month.
Yeah, eventually, you know. But at the time when they first started,
how many girls did you have? You had a whole string of girls booking.
Yeah, Buffy.
You were booking me. So I mean, you could get your money because you had a whole. Yeah,
team. I had a club too, you know. So I would get the door at the club, Gloria. But like a lot of them, I didn't have management deals with. You know, I was just working with them. You know, really with Van a lot too.
Showing love
with Van, and you know, I tried to book. What was the dude show magazine too?
Sean Cummins. He was.
Yeah, where's Sean at? I used to book Sean. You know.
Sean messed up in that All-Star weekend when he put Kobe on that damn flight with them girls.
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
He put what?
They canceled that whole shit.
He put who?
Kobe
Bryant on the flight with the girls from Show magazine. For the Black Mamba party. Man, they shut that shit down. Nobody was able to get their money back.
Yeah,
That's
man.
Crazy.
You ain't putting Kobe. Them get you now. Kobe Bryant ain't doing this party.
Nah, I remember
Kobe
that.
agreed to do it, but he agreed to have all those chicks on that flight.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, it's totally different now. I mean, everybody's a model now. You know, it was
That's
different
what I'm
back
saying
then.
to Marcus. Like, yo, these girls won't even talk to you. Like, send you a picture. What? Is you crazy?
Yeah, these chicks couldn't get me in the building for free if they paid double.
Yo,
Like now,
you don't
like
know
right.
what you get with these chicks today.
Yeah, nah, the chick tried. Some chick tried. I said, so what do I get from working with you for free? Well, I got potential.
But y'all
I
had the
can potential.
magazine, though. Y'all had the magazine.
I'm potentially getting paid for my clients. How about that? How's that for potential? Like these chicks think they can get everything from you for free because they're pretty. You know, I don't even work with chicks unless they're booked in the same job that I'm on.
Yeah.
That's the
You're
only
doing
way.
like high fashion now, right?
Yeah, so those girls are getting 40 grand per job. Like, why would I work with these chicks that are trying to work for like 5,000 or whatever? Because that means that if they taking small money, that means I got to take small money along with them. I'd rather join people that's making big money so that we can all make big money together. You heard?
Hey, Russell,
Yo,
this is what I don't understand about All-Star Weekend, especially in Texas. Why did everybody had 3 puffy, 4 puffy parties, 5 AI parties? Like, how do y'all make that money?
they're greedy, man. Greedy. You know what they look at it like, you know, they're gonna
Them
be in
parties was
town.
packed
I
up.
ain't gotta pay for travel. You know,
Yeah.
that's what they do, man. So they just, but it's like that everywhere. You go to any Super Bowl, you're gonna have, you know, whoever the artist is gonna have 3, 4 parties.
Yeah, Russ, didn't you book me for like a few? You booked me for one, and then you had me in a few other parties.
Yeah. We did. I did
Yeah,
at least 2 or
you
3
set up a
joints with
whole
them.
deal.
But
Yeah,
Texas was the leader. Texas was the leader because y'all had the website. Was it in the mix or whatever? Had
Yeah, it's
all
still there in the mix, still
the
there.
all the college
in the
parties.
mix.com.
Yeah,
Y'all was the leaders. Atlanta came second. During
yeah,
that time, Atlanta was second.
Oh, AG was a beast.
yeah. AG is on another level.
Like
Yeah.
the funniest part event I went to, and the thing about it was because I was rolling with Jay Alexander and Keith and all of them from Fubu. You know, so we walking in, and I guess they good. We had Slim Thug with us, and Damon was with us too. And we see Allen Iverson roll up. So this was my first time seeing like all these police barricades surrounding all the door. I'm like, damn, what the hell is this? Fucking police barricades to get in the club? That was the first time I ever saw that. And then what's the dude? Not Taz. What's his name? He had his one boy I think it was his brother, that was out there, and he was cursing everybody out.
Where at?
Women, shit.
In Houston or?
Now this is Atlanta. This is AG.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
his main spot back then, way back when I first went out there. Um, and he was cursing people out. He was, and they had it set up like if you got online, you got there, you weren't ready to pay. Then they opened the gate, put you to that side. It was at the exit. So as soon as you got to if you got to the guy and you weren't ready with your money, you was talking some guest list shit, he would put you out. Now get out. Open the gate. Get out. Boom. Kick out. And then go to the next person. So you couldn't even haggle with bro. You couldn't sit there and talk to him. He had you in, he had you out. And they were charging every bit of 200. AI rolls up. AI has 200 people with him. He's trying to negotiate. I promise you, AI paid for every single head he had with him. I ain't never seen nothing that powerful in my life until that night.
Yeah,
I
AI,
was
man.
like, damn.
I think I did 3 parties with AI. But he was very generous. He looked out for his friends. You know, he was
Yeah,
a
he
cool
paid, right?
cat. He's a cool cat.
He paid for every one of his boys. The 200, I don't know if they broke it down to 200. It was 250. I think he paid maybe 200 each.
Yeah.
For each cat. And I was just like, how can you make AI pay that money?
Yeah. Well, see,
Like,
that's
that
how
was
he came
Nah,
up.
crazy.
you made no. Russ made AI pay.
Well,
You made
AI, I booked him though. I booked AI.
you didn't make AI pay. You made the other dude pay. Vince Carter cousin. Somebody made him pay with his extra homies.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Well,
Y'all
that's how
wasn't
AG
hitting.
came up. He wasn't scared to charge celebrities. A lot of people just let him in free, but you know, he charged them.
You got, yeah, I mean, you got certain promoters that don't give a fuck. And I always thought it was funny. To me, that was like, you know, because everywhere you go, oh, come on in, celebrities come in. The club owners and people who own the property will always let celebrities in. But you get that one promoter boy, that AG.
Yeah, you got to have the juice to do that.
Oh my God! Well, you know who gave AG his juice, right? Ti and Jeezy.
Yeah, yeah, they did. They did.
They used to frequent his spots all the time without paying, and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, without making him pay. So they blew him up real quick. And then after that, you know, he started getting his, because he was mad because Furious was booking me. He was mad at Furious. Remember
Yeah,
Furious?
Furious got mad at me. Tongue and grooves.
They're always mad at somebody because they're always trying something. They always
We
trying
got
to.
mad. He got mad at me in Detroit because me, Gloria, and Sunday we got a little late to the club, and he gonna trying to shortchange us. Now I'm over in Detroit woofing with this dude in the back kitchen. But we worked it out. We worked it out.
Man,
Yeah, I know you seen it. You seen it all, man. You seen it all,
Yo,
you
man.
know, so, yeah. I think we went neck and neck around that time, and in the craziness. But it was. I mean, you gotta say it was fun though. It was fun. I mean, you know, getting out, traveling the country, you know, making 2 or 3 grand, you
Yeah,
know,
it was cool at the
it
time, man.
just having fun. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Now it's
you
like it's
know,
not ain't no money when you have kids and
right. Nah, I
just
don't care. I don't care about events right now. Like, thank God, God blessed me to make money doing what I do, what I love. You know, and you know, my oldest son owns his own graphic arts business out in Arizona. My youngest is in school for track and field with a scholarship.
where's he at?
They both went to Arizona State. Caleb graduated. My oldest graduated. Marcus is still in there.
So he running track for Arizona State.
Yeah.
That's nice. What event does he?
High jump.
Oh wow. Was he
Yeah.
jump?
He's a beast. He's a
Was he?
beast. I don't know the stats on it, but you know,
Got
he got right.
to.
He got write ups. You Google Marcus Blassingame Jr. He got the write ups.
Okay, yeah, he got to be jumping about 7'6" or something, seven something.
Yeah.
Good.
So, yeah, that's
What's up with
you know,
Black?
so I mean, you know, it got a nice Instagram. You know, like right now, I'm looking into this NFT world, this non-fungible token
Oh,
shit,
I know about it.
seeing what's going on with that. We got a lot of material that
Yeah,
we
y'all have
can.
a lot of content, man. I actually worked for
Mm-hmm,
TBS for a while, and
mm-hmm,
CEO was always talking about content is king. Like whoever
mm-hmm.
content, you can always get money. I know
Yeah,
you
so
have a lot of content, but it's all watered down now because all the girls they just post their shit for free on Instagram.
but we got a lot of vintage celebrity shit too, though.
Yeah,
but
y'all
but the
do. Y'all had everybody in there.
but
Mm-hmm.
The whole NFT world works like let's remember now our people don't want to buy nothing unless they can have it in their hand. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? It's like
Yeah,
it's
that's not. We don't sell it to them though. You
I
know how
know,
many
but
you know how many white customers we have in hip hop,
I know, but I'm
and
just
we know
saying.
how many computer geeks are hip hop heads.
Yeah, but you know, like I know when the whole Jay-Z was trying to stop Dame Dash from doing an NFT, and they did the album cover. What it only did 137,000.
Yeah, I mean all of them ain't gonna hit.
Yeah, you just got to keep minting them, you know. And sometimes, like, Just like I got a pair, you know, I've had some of the first Jordans. I had the Jordan 1s, and I gave a pair to Fabulous when they first came out. That's when I shot him. And
Yeah, I fuck with the memorabilia a little
they
bit.
sent me, yo, I can tell you, I had a stack of shoes in the office this high, all from Nike. Majority of them, of all the Jordans. Man, if I would have kept that stack, and see, that's what happens when you mint an NFT. You never know when it's gonna pop, and right when you're ready to throw something in the garbage, that shit becomes a classic.
Yeah.
I done had items, I done had clothes that I should have kept. If I'd have kept them, they could have sold for double, triple the price.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Look, Travis Scott got a pair of Jordans, my favorite, the 4s. I plan on getting them. I said, let me get them in purple. Travis put his brand, I'm gonna make the purple mine. They cost $30,000 on StockX now. $30,000, a $250 sneaker for $30,000. So
Wow.
the NFT situation, I mean, it costs you at least $100 to $200 to mint an NFT. You know, so you got to make sure you choose the one that you're going to mint wisely. You know, but like to me, anything Tupac, anything Big is worth minting. You know, anything that got that, you know, that whole situation. So I'm thinking Word Up Magazine, you know, Big, it was all a dream cover. That's it. Like that's the situation.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just like digital art, you know, basically.
Yeah, it's like an art sneaker collector, art collector. It's all the same
So
vibe.
will these glasses do good as an NFT?
Who?
That's no, that's
Look. Hey.
Hey,
It depends on who won, Melly Mel or Flash.
those are Kumo D glasses.
Kumo D glasses. Hey, that might.
Well, see,
Yeah.
but look, I do memorabilia, man. I work with all the auction
Hold on,
houses.
those are the ones.
So,
These are the
so
glasses.
that's a memorabilia item that needs to be authenticated,
Well,
and
these
then
are
it
the
can be
ones.
worth money.
These are sent
Yeah.
from him. These are the ones that he wore in all his album covers.
Yeah.
And
Where
we
they
was
at?
gonna put. He has it. We was gonna put him in Sotheby's.
Yeah,
We
that's
had
what
the
I'm saying.
hip-hop.
That's what I do. I do a lot of that with the sports world. But like, it's just like if you had Michael Jackson's glove, you know what I mean? And you can make,
That's
you know,
you can mint
yeah,
that.
but you have to be able to prove that it's real, you know, and that
You know
Michael
what that
Jordan
is?
wore it. Like a
That's
letter from Kumo D saying that he wore these.
the Force MD sweaters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All that shit, man. Y'all got I got an auction house for all that stuff, man.
Hey, listen, it's crazy.
It's like Jordan shoes. I think they went in Sotheby's and they went over $1 million.
Yeah. Them Jordans are up to $1 million.
Yeah.
Marcus, you remember these coats called the Quarterfield?
Quarterville Bomber.
The Quarterfield coats with the fur. These are just K slaves from 1970s.
Hey, I got to roll. Hey, I got to roll, guys. It was good seeing y'all. I got to
Hey,
go to
brother.
Yo,
dinner. I'm
Russ.
in Vegas right now.
Russ,
Hey,
send me a DM, Russ. I'm gonna follow
No,
you.
I'm gonna hit you, man, because I've been following you, what you're doing. So
yeah,
I'm gonna hit you.
yeah. Marcus is doing a
Facts.
whole lot of things.
Oh, I know how he does it, man. I know. I seen him. I know how he do it.
Yo.
Hey,
I look
Russ,
up to both of y'all, man, because really, you know, I was new in the game, and both of y'all welcomed me. I appreciate that. You know,
well,
it takes some OGs to help out the younger cats. You know, I'm younger
yo,
than
come
y'all.
on, dog.
I'm gonna say that again.
But you made us proud, Russ, because you know you came in and you gave structure to the game. Well, a lot of cats play too many games,
Right.
you know, and a lot
Yeah, I
of
always
cats is
try to keep
not.
it 100. I always try
Yeah,
to
you
keep it
was
100.
one of the honest ones. You were one of the honest ones.
Yeah, I was
You know
too
what I'm saying?
nice, man. Too nice.
You know, now you weren't nice. Now I've seen you know you did people just knew not to test you because they like look he is that is you see that man you know what I'm
Yeah, I ain't
saying, but
playing
at
no
the same
games.
time you were always genuine, like you didn't take advantage of the fact that you were 200 something pound 6'9" brother. You know, they were just like, you know what, let me think twice about that. Okay.
Yeah, no, you
So
know what?
God bless you, man.
I enjoyed just everything coming together, having a good time. You know, I was young, so it was like having a bar at your disposal, all the women, the notoriety.
Yeah.
Fun, man. But you know, I
Your
had to
brothers can't
secure.
be that young. I'm young.
No, you
I
old.
just turned I just turned 63 yesterday.
Hey,
Yeah.
if you don't use it, lose it, bro. That's all I
63,
say.
brother.
Don't
63.
stop. Whatever you do, you keep doing going. You don't stop. Don't let
No,
nobody
no,
stop you.
yeah, you need a documentary, man.
Don't
Oh,
give
yeah.
up.
Oh, that's being worked on.
Oh,
That's
I
definitely
know.
being
I know
worked
with
on.
you. You always got something working.
We
Hey,
got
listen.
we got something in the process. You see the story I did on April Walker. So Van, we got to get you in there.
Okay, and I'm
Hey,
beating
but
his
I'm
camp.
gonna hit y'all up, man.
All right, Russ.
Good
Russ,
talking
be
to y'all.
safe. Love you, bro.
All right, man. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, this is your brother Vansilk. Let's talk. Talking to my brother Marcus Blassingame, the man behind Blackmen Magazine. Whole family with Word Up Rapmasters, Today's Black Woman, Urban Ink, the tattoo magazine. Wow. And I was Russ Corley, Houston, Texas. He used to own a club called Milkshake. He was actually Buffy the Body's first manager. And we all done a lot of things together in the early 2000s. You know I still got your father and your award. They're trying to come and pick up when you go to New York.
The address of the hotel.
You know that, right? Your
Well,
father
when
didn't come and
you
get
coming
your
back
award.
up here?
I'm coming back up in March. And actually, February 26th, I'm going to be in Baltimore, Maryland. John Armstrong, your phone froze. Marcus. I'm going to be in February 26th in Baltimore, Maryland. John Armstrong has official Biz Markie, Nobody Forgets the Biz party he's doing with his wife. And Big Daddy Kane, Roxanne Shante.
With John Armstrong. Wow, he's
You
still in the
come on
mix.
down to, there's going to be at the M&T Bank Arena where the Ravens play, where they got the whole VIP lounge. It's on my page. So John and his friends is doing that event for Biz Markie. And they create the Biz Markie Foundation. So Big Daddy Kane, Shante, Cool V, Snoop from The Wire. I think she's gonna be there. You know.
Yo, you know what's so funny? You know with the situation with him in Vegas.
I know.
And then so now we in, what is that? What part of Jersey was that? Carl had his thing.
Carl had his thing in Camden,
Eatontown somewhere.
and then the thing in Atlantic City was
and so
the Liberace Mansion.
Pete Gang, here's the funny shit. So his boy, I guess his boy said his cousin was Bloods, right? And so he kept throwing up like my boy, my partners, they Bloods, and da 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 da, right? And then so we in Eatontown, the Carl's thing. So this same dudes was like laughing at John, you know what I'm saying, about that whole situation. They was like, well, we ain't had no problem with you. What you talking about? And so they called John and said, come,
Hey.
your boy in Eatontown. And so they said John did a U-turn and went back home.
Hey, well, you know John is online here now, so y'all gonna have to dispute that.
Hey, let's go. Like, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here with I'm for all smoke. And
We
talk about it. We can be about it.
We all went through some times. You know,
My boy
Mighty Mike died.
Yeah, we grown ass men now. We here. You know.
Mighty Mike is gone. He passed last year, cancer.
We all successful. We all doing our thing. You know, making things happen. You know, John, feel free to get on this live and talk. It's all.
Yeah, he's gone. I'm going to get off because I got to take my medicine. I got blood work tomorrow. They got to draw all this blood out of my arm.
Keep going and don't stop, bro.
Oh, I ain't gonna stop. I dropped the kids off. I had to go for them to go and hope they got some good news that my white cells is back up.
Good.
You know, after that, I would have 6 more.
You listen to them. You do what you're supposed to do. You don't stop. You don't slack up on it.
I'm not. They're just making me darker, brother.
And then be not, you know.
My skin. It killed my skin, bro. Man.
You need to do natural. Stay hydrated. Stay, go out and get all the right food. Put them in your refrigerator. Get all the right vitamins and supplements. Put all that.
No, I have all that. It's just the chemo. I mean, it goes through here. I have a thing here.
Yeah.
it's a thing here that they connect. I'm not ashamed to show people, but it's a port.
Yeah.
It's inserted here. And so they stick the tubes in there. That's how I get my cancer. Then after chemo, I got it for 2 days. I got to walk with this box that got more chemo shooting in my body for 2 more days. And I got to sleep with it, you know, and it's like, you know, being affected, my cells were down. They changed my doses, and it really, you know, like my eyes and, you know, scalp, you really can't see because I got the light set a certain way. But, you know, some people got stage 4, so I'm lucky at stage 2. That's all, brother. I'm just lucky to be alive. It's been 6 months, no smoking. It took cancer to stop smoking.
Look, get rid of all that shit. I had the diabetes. I had to get rid of a lot of my fucking habits.
Yeah.
Nothing's worth it, yo. You stay healthy. You research, even if the doctor got some shit to say, you research what you can naturally do for yourself as well. I don't just wait. I don't sit here and pop insulin all day. I make sure I watch my diet, I exercise, and I take my vitamins. I take all the shit that I need to keep my body together. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit that we have, it just is destroying us from the inside out.
Right.
So, I mean, what we're doing now is we're prolonging our stay. We're prolonging our stay. And the best thing you can do is make sure that you take care of your insides and your outside to make sure that your stay here is a pleasant one. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, my brother.
I mean, you know, and pray. I mean, I'm going to pray for you when we get off of here, bro. I'm going to pray for you.
I'm ready to go. And tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was a great conversation with Marcus Blassingame. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, live here on Instagram. Easy AD from the Cold Crush Brothers. We're going to have a nice conversation about the legacy of the Cold Crush Brothers, the health education that he teach, eating healthy, and the education that he teach as an educator to the school kids.
We need that.
The program that he has.
Definitely.
So on that note, my brother Marcus, I'll call you tomorrow on the phone. Peace out to everybody, and have a blessed night.
Let's put something together for, you know, so the new kids can learn something from the old school. I'm down with it.
Okay.
God bless you, bro.
Peace out.
Peace out.